Yes,
We
we
are
are.
live. Yes, we are live.
Yes, we are live.
Finally.
Finally, we are live. Hey guys, welcome to my very second live. पहला live तो पता नहीं कितना पहले था with Keshav, but I plan to do this more. But before we proceed, I just want to ask, please let us know the audio is okay or not.
Hmm.
Nona, you want to say hi? I'm the
Hi,
best
hi,
host.
hi, hi. Hi, guys. How's everyone? How's everyone in the chat? Hit like, subscribe.
Please, Keshav can also say these things for me. I don't.
हाल कैसा है जनाब का?
Oh.
Oh
क्या
my
सुर
god.
छेड़ा है?
So, hello guys, welcome to this live stream, and we're gonna be talking about full spoiler discussion on the awesome movie. At least it was awesome for me. Nanpakal Nerathu Mayakkam by
We're talking about Pathan?
oh
Oh, I'm sorry. Bye.
oh oh. We can talk about that also, Nona, in a different video.
Yeah.
All right. So I plan to do more live streams. This is 2023, resolution for this channel. And I've not been doing live streams at all, but I definitely plan to. So yes, welcome guys, welcome. And Nona, wo kya bolte hai? Do like, you know,
Guys, how's the
notify
audio of the
people.
video? Let us know in the chat. Do
Oh
hit the
yeah.
like button so more people join us
Uh,
and we have a good discussion.
yes. And we
तो
want
by
your
heart हो गया.
involvement also on the discussions. So let's just start right away, huh? Because we have 59 people watching us, and let's just cut to the chase. And
And only
yeah,
35 likes, so that's not acceptable. But anyways,
it's okay. It's okay.
let's
हो
begin.
जाएगा. Have you liked it or not? First, you tell me.
Yes.
Yeah, have you liked this video or not? Because I've liked it.
Slowly
So
switching tab to like it.
nah. So anyway, let's start this discussion right away. I want to start with you, Nona. Just first, your overall thoughts on this film.
uh, Horrendous film. Expected much more. Uh,
Nona is
in
in
a
a good
parallel
mood
in a
today.
parallel universe. Really enjoyed it. LGP. He's a genius. He just plays with you. His cinema is just elevated, and while watching, you feel elevated because when you understand what he's trying to do and how he plays with his direction and visuals, and it's like something else altogether. Forget the 3 act structure, forget all the arcs and this and that. He just
Hmm.
creates something new and fresh. And to do that in today's world, where you are always inspired by so much going around and you want to copy what's successful, it's very hard to stand out in such a way and deliver every damn time. So loved it.
Correct. And Keshav, you actually watched it while it released in the theaters. So I couldn't catch it
Oh,
at that time. Yeah. So
I went
Keshav
to
watched.
freaking Kerala to watch this.
You couldn't. You couldn't get the ticket only. Matlab,
Yeah.
and yeah, I also couldn't watch it. So yeah, Keshav, I mean, did you watch it again on Netflix? Or do you have the memories of when you had watched it that time?
Yeah. So the thing is, I was in Chennai the week it was releasing. So just a couple of days ago, just a couple of days before it released, I came back to Mumbai, and thankfully there was a show nearby me with subtitles. So and the irony is, when I was in Chennai, I was living with a couple of Malayali friends. Again, they
Okay.
were the ones who reminded me of this film that is coming on the Friday, and they were jealous of me because it wasn't releasing in Chennai on that weekend. It was releasing in Chennai later on,
Oh,
and they were like, "You are going to go to Mumbai and watch this," and before us, we are more excited about this film than you because of course, they are Malayali people and they have followed
of course.
Malayalam cinema and Mammootty and LJP for longer than I have. And they were the ones who reminded me. I had completely, it had skipped my mind that this movie was coming that weekend.
Okay.
And then when I came and, I got the first day tickets and I went alone. And as expected, the theater was almost empty because, it was like a Friday afternoon, and this movie not very many people knew about it at that time. But you know, ironically, like the movie is about a nap and everything, but I had such a gala time, like I couldn't keep my eyes away for a second. Like I didn't want to
Hmm.
use my phone in between just so that I don't miss out on any details, because LJP is known for this kind of stuff, that he is so big on details and foreshadowing. That's why I
True.
just absolutely enjoyed the whole roller coaster ride.
Same. I think for me, the very first thing which came in my mind is like, how can like, how can he make the audience so engaged? Like, this is not my favorite LJB film, but the way he just comes up with these ideas where not even like a single theory is wrong, like you can interpret it your way. So that level of intelligence in a director, and he is always giving this benefit to the audience, that no, my audience is also intelligent, so they are also going to come up with various theories, and nothing is right or wrong. If
Mm.
they come up with a theory that, okay, this is how I interpret this movie, that is right. So I absolutely loved it. Not my favorite LGP film. I would like to know, which is this your favorite LGP movie, or is it something else?
It's a very tough question to answer, actually. Uh,
Mine is
Just
AMIU.
one thing someone said in the chat, Keshav, can you come closer? They want to show your beautiful face.
if that's a girl who said that, I can. but
I cannot confirm that.
but anyway, I for me it still remains Jallikattu, because I have
Okay.
that. That's how I discovered LJP and his cinema, and the hype it had around it at the time, because it was in the run for Oscar nominations, the entry from India, and
Right.
just that last visual of that human pyramid. I mean, that still
Stunning.
it's been etched in my memory since the first time I saw that. So just because of that nostalgic reason, that remains my favorite LJP film. But this came very very close to that.
For you, Nona?
I just realized I have seen six LGP movies and I have not seen any of them in theater. So I'm really envy of Keshav here.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it has to be Imayu. Like I think I connect to that film on another level altogether.
Same.
Just the idea, the concept, the way he goes about it, and the way the things he shows through that, I just it connects me. Like it's too personal to me, so I don't
Correct.
think anything he ever makes can come close, because it's just a personal. I think when you have a personal bond with a movie, nothing can beat
Right.
that.
Mm.
Right.
I would say Bahubali, I had a big bond, but the amount of time I've consumed Triple R, I just feeling like, okay, maybe Triple R has taken one step ahead.
Hmm.
But Imayu, I don't think it's I don't think he'll ever be able to make something that surpasses that, unless he makes something similar. But I don't think so. He'll do that. So
Same. I think
I trust him.
story wise, mine is also Imayu. Because, like you said, no, it's the way it connected with you.
Yeah.
I mean, the way it personally connected with me also. I mean, it was a different emotion altogether. I was like stunned after watching that film. So
We are
definitely,
digressing, but I have to say, there's a scene in that film where the wife of the dead is inside, and suddenly new people show up, and she runs
hmm.
out and starts crying. And when my mother saw it, and she's like, "This is so relatable. I've seen this happen in my
Yeah,
life." That to a
yeah.
different culture altogether. So that shows how well he brought these observations together in a film. So yeah.
Okay, for this film, what is the one thing which, like you said, for MIU, it was a very personal thing. You connected emotionally with that film. What about this film that was a little different for you, or which stood apart? It could be anything like visuals or the storytelling or Mamuka's acting, anything. What was that for you?
Keshav wants to go first.
Yeah.
Uh, See, when I was booking the ticket on Book My Show, okay, it had a one-liner synopsis, and it just talked about a particular nap, and that's what the title is about. I was sold then and there. First of all, I mean, like I was like, how can a guy make a movie around a nap, around an afternoon
Hmm.
nap? First of all, then it struck me it's LJP. He can freaking do anything. He can just pick out any single thing in this entire world and make a movie around that. And once I saw that, and the fact that my Malayali friends told me that the title is Tamil, so I had a little bit of an idea that the film is based on the trailer also, that the film will be in Tamil and a mixture of Tamil and Malayalam, and so
Right.
that was very interesting for me. So what really kept me going as a musician was the background score, the way they used uh, the old Tamil songs and the
Yeah.
dialogues. uh, I think for me that was the most fascinating aspect of the film. Maybe because as a musician I connected with it more because of how innovatively they used it and took the narrative forward using those songs. And I mean,
Right.
he could easily have had a proper musical background score, but he chose to go this way, and not at a single moment in the movie it felt like it was out of the place, or it
Hmm.
just felt like everything was glued together with those uh, retro Tamil songs. And that even like, since we do not understand the language as other people who would have understood the references much more in a much better way
Right.
than like the Tamil references and everything, they might have enjoyed it a little more. But thankfully, like, the subtitles were also not that bad, so we could understand how he has used them in the right context. So for me, it was a usage of retro Tamil stuff as background score.
Okay. For you, Nona?
I think first thing is that I think none of us on the panel and even the Gen Zs, either Tamil or Malayalam, can really fully admire the film or fully
Yeah.
comprehend the film because there's certain disconnect with the songs used, and
Yeah,
like even they would not know which movie or song. We of course don't know, but even they would
Right.
not know which, but they would maybe understand it better because in their own language, right?
yeah,
And it's harder to. Also, the other thing is that there's a lot of Malayalam and Tamil being spoken, and for us, we cannot tell where is it's Malayalam
Pick
and it's
it up.
Tamil, right?
no,
We
Yeah.
can say, okay, the Mammootty's
thankfully,
group is Malayalam, the
thankfully I could
villages
tell.
is.
Thankfully, I could tell because I've spent 6 years in Chennai, so I can make out the difference between Tamil and Malayalam.
That's great. But yeah, but generally, people who don't know the language, they are not able to tell when it's. I think if the subtitles had different colors for each language, that would have been really helpful. But maybe it's
Right.
Netflix; they have a standardized subtitle thing, so I don't know. Maybe filmmakers have to come in for that. But anyways, I think just the idea of afternoon nap, which is so Indian. You know,
Right.
go to any village. Afternoon is there. They're farming, whatever. Afternoon is there. They go under a shed. They sleep. They take a nap, and to use that in such a interesting way, you can call it sci-fi, supernatural, whatever. That nap changes things. To bring that angle. That is fascinating. That's what he does. With all his films, like the way he brings it, such an Indian thing, and he brings this angle. And over that, I think what really stood out for me the most is the political commentary is actually doing between these two communities. They have different religion, different state, and all of that, and how they all come together to solve this. It's not a easy step would have been to show they are just fighting, or you are Malayali or Tamil, this that. It was
Hmm.
there, but when it was them interacting with each other, they all were very polite to each other. There was one out guy who will just shout a lot in each group that
The
these
uncle.
people will
Yeah.
kidnap us. They'll do this, they'll do that. So all those, like, you see how unless you don't know the other person, you are afraid of the identity because it's not yours.
Hmm.
And how suddenly they don't even know each other, something is so weird has happened and they all come together. Like the whole scene where the guy follows Mammootty on the cycle, and the Malayali guy sits behind him and helps him out, and they are just yes, okay, we'll go there, okay, I'll
Right.
push the bike and I'll sit behind, and I'm like, this is crazy. It's not first instance, if you think of a scene like that, oh, that will like, "Arey, you guys came outsider and you my guy, you know him, you go get him." No, they're coming both working together to get this guy. So
Right.
that is, I think, what elevates the film for me more than what it is.
Correct.
What about you?
I think for me, it was like I said this in my review also that LJP, however wacky the the direction that he takes with his stories, but it is very much rooted in the rawest of the human emotions. And
Yeah.
here also, it's just like community building. For me, it's how both the communities came in together, and we are just scared of the things that we are unaware of, and we don't like to explore it. We don't have that inquisitive mind. A lot of people don't have. Few people have, but most of us, we are scared to even explore what is unknown to us. And here, such a simple thing was shown so beautifully. So I think it's the emotion, the way he dealt with the emotions, especially the two wives. I just
Yeah.
love that. Barely any dialogue. It's just their expression when they're looking at each other, and you can just see how helpless both of them feel. I think those were one of my favorite moments in the film. So that's what stood out for me completely.
I was like paying attention that Sundaram's wife, right? She barely has, like, I thought maybe she'll not have dialogue at all, but there's a moment where she has two lines,
Right.
but that's it. And she
Correct.
never talks to the other wife. They are always separated and just looking at each other. And
Yes.
that is so fast. There's a shot where she and her daughter are inside the room, and it's in the window,
Beautiful.
and they are outside, and that's like,
Yeah.
wow.
October. You will see too many.
Uh,
Check the chats. Yeah.
Another thing that stuck with me was the fact that the whole film, throughout the film, the camera doesn't move, and yet with
Yeah.
just still angles, they have captured it so beautifully. Like the shot he mentioned, and even otherwise, like
Right.
everything is so aesthetically beautiful.
it
Never
is it
seen,
is like a stage play, right? That the filmmaker will not tell you where to look. He'll just give you a frame. It's a
and
Correct.
stage. Look wherever you want.
there is a dialogue also in between where it says that life is like a theater play and
Yeah.
we are all playing some characters. So and that sort of summed up the whole movie for me, because how he plays James and Sundaram, and then transitions from one to other and back to James. So I think that's where
Correct.
the life being a stage came into play.
True.
I think
Somebody
it's
knows. So Amitabh,
a quote by Shakespeare about that.
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
world,
yeah.
the stage.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women are merely players.
Hmm.
Correct.
I think BR used this in his review.
This. Look at this.
Okay.
When Mammootty exits the home, he suddenly disappears.
Ah, I know
Is
this guy
not a
from yesterday.
VFX skit. Yeah, you can see the same when he exit outside the bus in the beginning as well. He walks into the cornfield and disappears suddenly. It's very interesting. That's a very good detail, actually.
So yesterday we were stopped, like I was frame by frame going to the film, and we noticed that. So I'm sure you know about the shadow thing,
Yeah, yeah,
shadow theory. So in that
correct.
scene, we were going it again and again. Then someone mentioned that there's a maybe it's a VFX glitch. I'm like, that's I don't think so. It's LJP. And then someone said, when Mahmood is walking out, he disappears. He doesn't walk out. So I'm like, no,
Right.
that's not possible. Then I went by. I'm like, oh my god,
That's
he
a
should
really good
appear
point.
out. On the other side of the pillar. He's not coming out. Like they've like rotated him out of there. I'm like, maybe it's a VFX mistake, but no, it's not possible. But yeah, if
Oh,
that's also true, if in the beginning also that happened, then maybe it's a dream. Maybe not. Who knows?
yeah. No, I feel the dream theory is pretty likely because of the background score also, because it's all the dialogues and all, and
Yeah,
they are falling
the
asleep when
radio
he.
is, yeah. Even
So
that
I think
mirror,
it's
the
possible.
window, yeah. But
Correct.
I have,
Correct.
but see, I think that's what you said right in the beginning, that this movie has so many perspectives and everyone can be right. And suddenly, when you say it's dream, then the bus leaves. Then why is the dog following?
Yeah, my biggest thing
You
was
know,
that why is
so
the dog
it's like contradictory. If you say dream, then why that? If you say it's not a dream, then why this? It's
correct?
like you cannot come to a one conclusion.
My theory was in the beginning when he's exiting the hotel, he's saying, I couldn't sleep. Usually I sleep
Yeah,
so well, but last night I couldn't sleep. I was thinking, okay, there is definitely some supernatural thing in play, because then he's saying, oh, he's reading that quote over there
yeah.
that when you sleep, you
But he
die.
says right
You wake
that
up like
all night they were drinking and I'll not pay for their booze. So maybe that's
huh,
why he couldn't sleep.
I don't know. I feel
So you know,
for
so some people are saying that it's a kind of a revenge by the ghost, but the ghosts have no clue what he is doing. You know, it's not like he knows he's dead now. He's taking revenge.
correct.
Ghosts have no idea. He's just living his normal day, and then he finds out where some everything is weird. You know. Did you guys see the ad which inspired the film?
I got your short recommendation, but I did not see it. So I don't know which ad actually inspired.
Short
Somebody actually wrote a
recommendation.
comment that LJP got inspired
Yeah,
uh,
yeah. You can react to the ad actually. It's
for this
I
movie
like
from
after
which
watching the ad, I'm
ad?
like, yes, I've seen this ad when I was small. But it's very
Okay,
interesting to see the ad and see what how he molded that into this narrative.
And
okay.
another comment which I really loved is from Amal, that old Tamil film song, Veedu Varai Oruva, that one. So if you remember, the subtitles of this song were available when it was playing, and I mean that was a song about life and the philosophy of life, and it was so very well used, uh, you know, with the visuals and with the context. I don't know if you guys remember this song.
Oh, you're
If
No,
talking
it's
to me. मेरा 36 का आंकड़ा है म्यूजिक के साथ.
if somebody can just put us put the subtitles or the meaning of that song, recognize where it came.
okay. No, it's interesting. But what is your most likely theory? Like that you believe in this one. This is your
Can
theory.
we take this up of what Abhiraj said? So this
What?
also popped up a lot of times that the guy who left at the night, he's sitting in the bus at the end. So it has to be a dream.
The red shirt who leaves the hometown. Ah.
But also the other thing is that we tried a lot to zoom in and all, but it looks like when he's fell asleep right in the beginning, he's sitting on the aisle side. But at the end,
Right.
you see him through the window. So you cannot
Through
actually
the
tell
window.
if he's sitting on the window or aisle because you cannot see her wife. It's not
Correct.
easy to do. It's like too far away. So my theory was that he's sitting on the other side. And if it's a dream, why the bus is stopped there? And people are saying no, it stopped because the next scene is that in front of the bus and he's putting up the gear and he's starting the bus. So
Hmm.
then why did it stop there? You know, so it's hard to say it's just a
Like
dream.
you have to go frame by frame
Yeah.
to actually decode. Okay, this dialogue came here. Okay, this at this point this dialogue came. But it's so interesting. I think the fact that we are discussing different theories about the
Yeah.
film. I think LJP what he set out to do with this movie. I think he's already achieved it.
I'm telling you, he's sitting and enjoying that people are in chaos, thinking
He
what it's
loves
all
it. Huh?
about. He achieved it yet again.
Correct. That's true. But
He's
I
sitting right
I
now watching us stream, sipping tea.
I wish. I wish. But I wanna like we talked about the BGM, but I specifically I think technically love the BGM. I think as a musician, obviously you would have appreciated much more than me. But I loved the cinematography. Like I cannot begin to tell you. Like it literally looked like okay, there's some canvas painting shot. It's so beautifully done, and every still shot was just frame worthy, I would say. And the way I noticed, the way everybody was sitting, also, like, it was very artistic. He thought out, okay, one person will sit facing this side, the other one less. So it looks very picturesque. So I think
Yeah,
that was really good. I think
most
Washing
visually, this is
appreciated.
my favorite film.
washing powder Nirma. Do you remember?
Yeah, that I think it was iconic. So yeah, Triple X is right. LGP is busy shooting his new movie with Mohanlal.
Yeah.
He really doesn't care.
Yeah, true, true. He's like, okay, I'm gonna make a movie, release it, and then you guys theorize as much as you want to. But let's
You know,
talk about the
there's
performances.
yeah. I was gonna say there
What?
was one more
Yeah,
theory
yeah.
that
Tell.
when he's telling a story to everyone, right? He talks about how he met a Malayali guy and he,
Yeah.
uh, so people are comparing maybe Sundaram met James and that's what he's talking about and all of that.
I
Yeah.
theorized that basis the last shot. In my theory, I was like, okay, this is too far fetched, but maybe they have met once, and this is probably James kind of giving a closure to this family because we don't know what happened with Sundaram. but it was too far fetched because at the end you see that Baska shot where he's saying, "Okay, this is a play by so and so, directed by so and so." So I was like,
But
why would you subtitle that?
no, but the thing is that if this has happened, that he just met him once, like I cannot try to act like my father, who I've been living for my entire life. How can James enact everything and know everything, where house is, where this is, without even having come here? So
Correct.
I just. But there's also other theory that at the end it's actually not James, it's Sundaram only, and he thinks that no one in the village wants me, so he goes with the family, and he is leading them to go outside the village. So how does James know how to go out of the village?
See,
And then the dog follows. So people are saying it's actually Sundaram, not James.
people have started putting the meaning of that song.
Okay, it's about the funeral. Once you die, the relatives would follow up to your home, your wife up to the streets, your children up to the grave. But after that, what happens? Who are gonna be with you?
Agree with-
Okay, interesting.
Interesting. Yes, it is.
Thank you,
He's like,
guys.
it's a dream. He's dreaming till the at the end of the movie also.
We This is also dream,
The
guys.
dream
This
inside
dream
him.
is
It's like
also a dream.
Inception. It's like Inception. Okay.
But I also felt,
Like,
Mammootty goes to that place to get money, right, from the society. So
hmm.
maybe James was trying to get the money out. Maybe.
So Sachin
I
is
don't feel
saying
James
that
is such like a sly person. It
Sachin
didn't
is
feel
saying,
like that.
what about Sachin is saying, what about they were a bunch of thieves trying to loot money from the village? Matlab, everybody was acting it out just to.
Also, there is a theory that they are theater artists, right? So they did a play in the village, and
Yeah, I don't know.
oh my god, every 2 minutes we a new theory.
New theory, but that's what makes it interesting. But let's talk about performances now. Mamuka, thoughts?
I couldn't see him. There was no Mammootty in
That,
it.
exactly,
I think that's
exactly.
how amazing he was. That he just blended. That's what happens sometimes when you have such a seasoned actor and a legend, and when he's acting with certain people who are not maybe even like first timers, you can detect in the way they are perform and everything. But again,
Right.
Lijo man, every time he does it, it feels so like everything fits in, nothing stands out. At no time you feel, oh, he's a legend of Indian cinema. No, it's just a normal dude. That's just outstanding.
Amazing. What about you, Keshav? Thoughts?
For me, first of all, his effortless transition from James to Sundaram. I mean, for us, it could be like we could easily think that Malayalam and Tamil are not too different from each other, the languages, but they are very much different. Like the accent is completely different, the diction, the pronunciation. There are a few words or vocabulary differences which don't exist in either languages. But just to get that so perfectly and with so much ease, and you could just like the moment when he enters the village and goes into the house. From there itself, like you couldn't just you couldn't recall that he was just a couple of minutes ago he was a Malayali traveling in a bus, and who by the way doesn't really like
Yeah,
uh, Tamilians.
yeah,
So that was, and he's that kind of a guy who always first he would think that what's in this for me, those kind of people कि मेरा क्या फायदा है इसमें. So those ऐसे लोग बहुत होते हैं, like we have met across a lot of such people. So that's the thing, like for me, Mammootty's performance, this especially this performance out of all will remain stuck with me for a very very long time, just because of the transition that was so effortless.
Correct. I think same what Nona said that I couldn't see like he couldn't see Mamuka. Even I couldn't see Mamuti. For me, I think it's I've not seen his entire filmography, but whatever movies of his I've watched, firstly the range. I mean, ever since I've started the channel, the range of films of his that I've watched where he's just playing out characters. He's never acting for me. And in every movie I say this, and I think every Mamuka film that I've reviewed, I've said this again and again that I never feel that he's the actor. He's always the character. Always the character. And here also, I mean, you can distinctly see that okay, one is James and another is Sundaram, and not just by the dialogues.
Mm.
It has to do so much with the body language, the way he's saying the dialogues, his expression, the way his walk is.
Yeah.
It's incredible. I mean,
Mr. XS is saying like even the way you tie a lungi is different in Tamil Nadu. You know, these little nuances and details that they work.
correct.
I think when he ties it lungi, it's like a whole round thing, and it's different. Whereas in Kerala, we know they tie it differently. And in Kerala, it's called come on, I
Mundo.
know it.
Mundu.
Mundo. Okay, I'll
Nitin's
not fight
question.
with you. Can Mammootty be compared to Fafa in terms of range and variety of roles? You are saying Mammootty can be compared to Fafa. I think
That's a
that's
big question.
Fafa can retire now.
Yeah.
Oh, Akshay, have you seen the Akshay Kumar GIF, which goes like this? So he has to like
No, I've not
swap
seen.
the names and then
Yeah,
that
you should swap the names exactly in the question.
I've
But
not seen City of God of LJP. Yeah,
I think his Amen is the movie that I've not seen. That's with Fafa. That's the
yeah.
only movie I've not seen.
That
But a lot of
that.
people told
Okay,
me
I'll not
that that
spoil
movie
it.
is no, because I've seen the comments where people said that you can watch it, but we'll understand if you don't connect with it at all.
Yeah, that's it's just too alien for us, not being part
Okay.
of the culture. It's just too alien because you just don't not even connect with the characters. You understand basic emotions, you understand, and
Hmm.
it's fun to see this new world. But even I remember watching, I'm like, I just don't, you know, what things matter to these characters don't really matter to me in a sense. Like I don't get the maybe something like
Okay.
Marshante where you like, why would he not wear slippers? But that's the fun part, that he's so egoistic, you understand the perspective. Whereas here
Actually,
it feels
I want to watch that.
so different, but yeah, it was something new. It was different
Yeah.
world.
Yeah, people have told me watch it. Like, don't expect anything out of it, but just watch it. I'm like, okay, fine, no problem.
and I'm absolutely loving this second innings that Mammootty is playing. You know, like last year
Seriously.
we saw Pudu and Rorschach, and now this. I mean, he just seems to be in that secure place in his career and life right now that he's experimenting with new directors and not really taking up those larger than life roles where he gets all the spotlight, and yet just to come out with flying colors just based on sheer performance. And
Hmm.
in a movie like this, of course the spotlight is on him, but uh, in general, I'm speaking like this is not the kind of choices he would have probably made in the first half of his career, where he was still looking for the big hero kind of roles. So now
Right.
it's kind of like what Kamal Hassan is doing now. Like in Vikram, he let other people just play around him, and he you could see his sense of security. That's what I am seeing in Mammootty also.
I
Correct.
think
And
people told me that Mammootty has always been someone who has worked with newcomers compared to Mohanlal, who mostly works with bigger directors or people associated with him. I'll not generalize. That's what I've been told. I don't know anything. Please don't
hmm.
hold me accountable for that statement.
No, we'll crop that statement and we'll make it viral now, Nona.
Reel, 50 million views.
Now you get paid for shorts also.
Boycott, boycott.
Boycott Nona. Where would you guys put Churuli? Mm,
Churuli is much lower in my list.
I think it would be like Emayu, Angamali Diaries, Jallikattu, this one, and yeah, then Churuli. Yeah, Churuli used to be like visually my favorite film of LJP, but after this movie, like this visually stunned me. So yeah, but Churuli was also quite good and intense. It was different. All
So
movies, like, he has no bad movies, at least in my books.
let me put a spin to this question. Like, if at all, any, first of all, I'm not sure it's going to happen, but if at all some Bollywood director has gets the courage and decides to remake an LJP film, which one do you think they will choose first?
It's already happening. Angamali Diaries.
Okay, it's happening. Sorry, I
Yeah,
didn't.
it's being shot in Goa, and actually the actor is uh,
Who
remember अरे यार,
should I
what is
check?
Vijay's movie? Master.
Hmm.
In Master,
Hmm.
the number one guy of Vijay Sethupathi in the jail who
Oh,
was
with
taking
the
care of the
heavy
kid.
voice.
The heavy voice, the heavy
Oh,
voice. It's
the,
his Hindi
got
debut.
it, got it. Oh, okay.
Arjun Das, yes. Thank you guys. Arjun
Arjun.
Das. He's in Vikram and Katie also. Yeah,
He's playing the
Yeah.
lead in
yeah.
Angamali.
He's playing the lead. Yeah, it's set in Goa, so I don't know how that
Who's
will work out.
directing it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
It's someone
See,
interesting. It's not like a mainstream kind of
But
person.
I mean, with like people hardly know Arjun Das. I'm not sure if that's a good choice to sell it in Bollywood and Hindi speaking audience.
I don't think. See, I don't think LGP movie is to be made commercial.
commercial. Yeah,
It's
Not,
not
even
films
I,
that will make you money. It's, I
not
think,
from not from commercial perspective, but just the fact that since most of the people in the North Belt are unaware of LJP, unaware of Arjun Das, unaware of Angamali Diaries. So just to have that reach, at least you could have had somebody, a good actor. I'm not saying just take anybody, good actor, but at least who's known in that belt. That's the only.
do you
no,
know
but
Mona who's
I have
directing
no
it?
idea. It's been some time. It's like, I think more than a year ago I heard this news, and there's been no news after that.
Okay.
Uh, See, the
Yeah, I
point
mean,
is,
Angamali is the most commercial, if I have to really, for the lack of a better word, would be the most commercial movie to actually like remake, make it mainstream in a way.
Madhumita and Arjun Das to lead Hindi remake of Malayalam hit Angamali Diaries. Tamil director Madhumita of KD fame will helm the Hindi remake of which is bankrolled by Adubanta Entertainment.
But you know what?
Uh,
Actually, I take my words back because just last night I saw Selfie, and even with sellable stars, it was such a shit movie. First of
Oh,
all,
okay. I'm
driving
not going to
license.
check.
First of all, driving license itself wasn't a great Malayalam film. I don't know why they felt like remaking it in Hindi. And even if when they did, it was such a bad experience last night.
I would
Okay. So you're
actually,
discouraging me to watch it. I was gonna go and I was
No,
trying to
even I
get
people,
you to
was I was going to watch it, but I remember when I reviewed Driving License, I said that this is a film that should be remade in Hindi because there are elements that you can make it very, a culture specific. This was very Malayalam based. You can make it Bollywood based a lot. So I don't know how well they did that. But yeah, Driving License was not a perfect film. I had a lot of
and,
issues with
and
it.
see, driving license came long ago. First of all,
Yeah,
I
it
think it's
was
been
like the building
Hmm.
block to Ayapanam Kosham,
yeah.
and you
So
can see those similar conflicts and ideas
correct.
in a driving license.
it just felt like this theme seems to be outdated because we have already had Fan 5-6 years ago, which was
Right.
based on similar sort of theme
you
and
know I just recollecting this my driving license review, I said the same thing, that I wish Fan would have stayed grounded like this movie was, driving license was. I think Fan just took it to next level with the
It was
espionage
too
and
much.
like Bond. It made a
Yeah.
Bond movie, the Mission
Correct.
Impossible
but
Bond
Too
I
much.
movie with
think
the second half.
I think what you are looking for is like a perfect sweet spot between Fan and
Yeah,
Alam driving
Fan
license.
first half is amazing, but the
Correct.
moment they go international and chase sequence are happening in European countries, and like, come on, that's
And
too.
so for me, Selfie seemed to be at the other extreme. It felt like completely like it felt like a TVF spoof kind of a thing. Like there was I didn't feel that it's a cinematic experience I'm
Okay.
going to get in a theater. It just the quality. I mean,
You could tell from the
Oh,
trailer,
I'm
yeah.
totally discouraged to watch this movie now.
wait for it for OTT. Plus, it's like 2 hour 40 45 minutes. It's so long.
Oh my
Because
god.
even driving license for me, I was like, huh, this I probably would have skipped in the theater. It was okay for OTT. Like it was a nice time pass film. I was like, huh, it's fun. Like nothing, I don't have to like really put my head into it, but it was fun. It's not like I did not enjoy watching driving license. So I was like,
And
okay,
I
let me
think
just go
they are
and
they are they are also what also cost them is the title of the film. I mean, who names the film Selfie? Who will come to watch a film called Selfie, even with Akshay Kumar in it? And there's no good songs at all. The background score is so loud, and it doesn't really feel. I lost my true art.
Okay,
jerseys.
this is an interesting comment.
Hmm. In Nanpakal tested my patience, one of the slowest film I've ever experienced, even though it's under 2 hours. But after the movie, I couldn't stop thinking about Mammootty's character, particularly the dog chasing bus. Yeah, it does leave an impact. The movie, somewhere or the other, will leave an impact on you.
I don't know how you guys would relate to it, but sometimes I try, if I'm watching something, not to check how much movie is left. You know,
Even I
so
don't. I
like
don't like it.
anytime I want the cursor to come on screen, so it shows the timeline. I just want to see. Let's see where now. Do I can guess the ending coming, or will it go more? And that's thing. And I think
Hmm.
that tells you that if the film is dragging, or you feel like you don't know where it's going and all of that.
So if
For me,
you'll
that's
go
the
for
reason I don't check it.
if you guys will go for Selfie, you'll keep looking at your watch in the theater.
No, for me that is a good because if I just keep looking at the time, then I don't know if the movie is like how the pacing of the film is. For me, it's like okay, I did not even realize that the time is up. That's when I know that okay, the movie actually kept me completely hooked. So I
One
check.
one time I did in Nanpakal, where Mammootty starts walking, right? So I like when that scene got over, I actually checked the time that he walked for 6 minutes
Hmm.
from the bus to the main house, and at 30-minute mark, the inciting incident happens. Just to note,
Ah,
when how long it takes.
okay. So Keshav, first you want to answer this question? First ever Malayalam movie you guys watched?
uh, I think so. I've started my channel 2 years ago, and the first Malayalam film I saw two back-to-back Malayalam films, The Great Indian Kitchen and Joji. So that's how that was my introduction to Malayalam cinema. That was my introduction to Fahd Fasil as well, because that's how then I ended up discovering a lot more of his other films. And these two are also the first two reviews on my channel. So I think I'll be
Okay.
completing 2 years in around April or May.
Yay, party. For you, Nona?
For me, I think the first was Solo. It was an anthology with DQ
Dulkar. Ah.
Dulkar, and it was 2018, I guess. That's the first one I reviewed. And that's a hard question to answer because would you have discovered Malayalam cinema without YouTube channel? For me, it was like such a mixed bag of me getting into filmmaking and just having a YouTube channel, and I discovered Southern cinema through that. People recommended check out this, check out that. Bahubali had happened, so
Hmm.
it's very hard for me to tell if I had not gone to filmmaking, if I had not started a YouTube channel, maybe I would have discovered like I don't know even if I would have been cinephile at that point. But maybe I would have discovered KGF, Kantara, like general audience who had no idea
Hmm.
in South, and maybe in that sense. But yeah, it's hard for me to tell if what would have been
Okay.
like.
I think I would have, even if the channel was not there, I would have probably discovered it because I like, I like looking through content. But the first film I ever watched, my first Malayalam film was Tovino's movie, Forensic. And
Okay. Oh my
yeah,
God, I'm sorry for you.
no, I enjoyed it. A
Okay.
lot of people tell
No,
me
but that's
it's
your first one, nah? You didn't see the
yeah, that's my
best.
first one.
I
So I
saw the
have
best and I went to that.
so I for me that movie holds a lot of value. because that was my entry point. So
Yeah.
when people tell me, "Oh, Forensic is a pathetic movie," and this and that, I'm like, "Okay, fine for you, but not for me." So don't badmouth that movie for me. It's very special for me because I have an emotional connect.
I've noticed is that even Malayalam films which try to go very massy and over the top, even they are very grounded. I've
Uh-huh.
noticed that, and even forensic is that, but I think the over the topness actually takes away from the film for me, because I feel
Correct.
why there is a forensic guy entering and it's a slow motion shot of him coming to do a test. It's an interesting idea. You are glorifying a forensic scientist, but it's
Correct.
stupid. Like
But
his
it's so
slow motion,
cute.
he's wearing his jacket, slow motion entry into his lab, and next scene he's doing something with this chemical. So it felt
But
off.
it's nice.
But anyways,
For me, it's a nice movie. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it, and
You
yeah,
know,
I don't like when people say bad things about Forensic.
the second part of that question I didn't answer. Like, if we didn't have our YouTube channel, would I have discovered Mollywood or South Indian cinema in general? So, since I spent a lot of time in the South, I like always used to hear a lot about South Indian cinema, and a lot of times friends would make plan, but I just always used to just maybe out of laziness or uh, until a long time I used to have that subtitle barrier, because I always used to think that how will we enjoy the film if I am focusing on what's written down there, and how
yeah.
can I
Hmm.
focus on what's going on. So because of that, I always used to just let the chance of watching it go away. But then the sheer weight of good word of mouth that used to come, especially at a time, I remember I was in Chennai. A lot of people were talking about Kumbalangi Nights, and that was the time that it really started to seep through my head that I have to watch it, I have to watch it. And finally,
Okay.
when we were in the lockdown, that's when I like, okay, now I have time and reason, so let's start that.
Correct. Correct. No, that's nice. Okay, I should watch Lucifer. Yeah, it's on my watch list. Forensic, yeah, was remade in Hindi. Nona, did you watch Mahavir?
Not yet, guys. Maybe next week. This week I'm like I'll
It's
try
also
and cover the Oscar movies. Maybe
very
after
hatke.
Oscars I'll cover up. Yeah.
I I watched it in theater. Very hatke
I'm
movie.
thankful it's out. Like it's been so long. Even Thuramukam, which was supposed to come out 2 years back, is finally coming. I still cannot. Until it releases, I will not believe that.
I'm like, uska to I don't know. Do you guys remember any camera movement in Nanpakal or everything tripod shots?
There was one shot where the camera was like slightly moving, and even the shot where Mammootty is coming straight to the camera, there's a little bit movement in the camera. Otherwise, I think it's all tripod shots.
I can't recall. I feel all were still shots. I don't know.
So
Okay.
wherever it was moving, you thought that was a conscious choice or just random?
See, I think apart from the montage in the beginning, before we see Mammootty coming out of the room, we see a lot of close-up shots of people in that the pilgrimage area. And apart from that, there's only one close-up shot of Mammootty when he sees himself in the mirror.
Hmm.
So the only first one time we get a close-up shot throughout the movie. Otherwise, and even when the camera was moving, it was not like a pan or a tilt or something like that. It was
It was
just, I
more
think, when Mammootty
shaky.
was coming, so he just camera maybe he was going back to give it more space. It doesn't be
Okay.
he's maybe they didn't have the lens or something. And even I think there was a night shot or a day shot of the bus very far, and camera was moving like this. I was thinking maybe it was someone shook it by mistake and they couldn't get a new shot.
Maybe.
Sometimes these things happens because otherwise it's very uniform. So maybe I don't know if we can
I
think
only
too much
remember
about that.
still shots. Having seen so
Yeah.
many Malayalam films, can you understand the language? I know you can't understand fully. No, I don't know only few words.
I
I know
like
the two words,
there are a lot
patli.
of Sanskrit words. Like if you know Sanskrit, you will
No,
catch a
there are a
lot
lot of
of
Hindi,
words.
yeah, Sanskrit. I
Yeah.
know pakshe. That
I
I
know
hear a lot.
Chechi,
Chechi, Cheta,
come on, no.
samskaram,
Ah.
samskar. Now this will become a
That means
class.
do you understand? Yeah.
I can get by with Tamil because I used to speak when I was in Chennai. Like I can watch a Tamil film without subtitles, but not Malayalam. and
Okay.
in Malayalam, like I feel Malayalam is a bit more difficult than Tamil as well. Like if you want to learn and pick one of those two, Malayalam is
Hmm.
difficult.
But
I
people
know
say
Enter Pere
people who
Ashmita.
know
I know this.
That
This
is
people
has
who
been taught.
say people who know Tamil, Malayalam, either they can understand the other better. I don't know how true is that.
no people. So people who speak and understand Malayalam catch Tamil much easier than people who are Tamilians and they have to talk in Malayalam. I'm sure that's the case. Like people can correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've noticed living in Chennai.
Okay.
Some sarikam, okay, some sarikam.
Samsarikam.
Can
Haan,
we take
Samsarikam.
Mr. Z's comment if you go a little down
Wait.
about editing? I disagree
Edit
with
part.
this. You may feel that's, I think, the victory of the
I
editor.
feel this was a tough film to edit.
Every
I
film is
I
tough,
would
but this is more tough because
I would rather say that this DOP had an easier job than editor in this case because he once he got the frame, he just had
but
to
that's the difficult. That's the whole difficult part, right? To
no
get to create because sometimes you have to create a frame, right?
yeah
You have to
I'm
create lights. You have to create in a certain sense.
comparing with editor. I mean because
Compared to the editor, he's saying.
Ah, okay.
editor would have had so much footage to play around.
I'm not gonna
Uh,
comment.
but imagine the amount of still shots that
Yeah,
he had, and he had to pick the best one.
yeah.
So I feel, I think I agree with Keshav. So I think anything else that we need to discuss about this film? I think we've taken most of the comments also.
Telugu people can grasp much more easier than Malayalis. Oh, interesting.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I think we've covered I think all aspects of the film. Waiting for LJP plus Mohanlal. That should be very very interesting. Uh, any LJP
Finally,
movie.
finally.
Finally, long overdue. I feel this was, but I'm glad that this is happening. Any closing
Even the
thoughts?
sound design and the mixing, right? That
Yeah.
was like wow.
Exceptional. I think sound design. I This is the first time I've heard, like, as old Tamil dialogue, old Tamil film dialogues or songs used as a BGM, and then how well everything was integrated. And I'm pretty sure we missed out on a lot of clues there because of the
Yeah.
dialogues.
Yeah.
I think a lot of things, like there was a lot of subtext. At least I believe there was a lot of subtext in those dialogues that were playing in the background.
Nitin
So
has an interesting question.
where this one?
Yeah.
How much part do you think LJP had in setting up the shots compared to it? I think I think this was LJP's vision only. He had a major hand. Like, okay, this shot needs to look like this. I feel I feel
It's
maybe
it's always,
50-50.
like if even if you see the making of Angamali, right? Like they did the 11-minute shot or Jallikattu. It's like he see, I think a lot of some directors say that, right? I don't tell my DOP, I don't tell my people, HODs what to do. That's what I hired them for. I'll tell this is what I want. The way
Hmm,
they, create it, get it done, that's their job. I'll not tell them how to frame it, how to light it. I'll tell them this is what I want, give me that.
correct.
And
The
what they
director's
get done, it's on them to get it. That's why they are hired to do the job, right?
but he has to okay it, no? Like there
No,
would be
that's
two,
why he
three
hired
shots.
them, right? I'm sure he's okaying. Go to see, he's like, do this, I'll come to a set, and he comes to set. What nonsense! I didn't ask for this. I'm sure that doesn't happen.
No, I feel like framing of the shots in the sense that, supposedly you have that house, okay, and how people are going to sit and all. I feel that is LJP's directive. That the cinematographer cannot say. That
It's very
obviously is
hard.
the
It's very hard
yeah,
to
I don't
say,
know.
It's all blends, at certain point all just blends. Even if you
Hmm,
ask them, right, like who decide this shot, they will not remember because
correct.
it's just such a collaborative process.
True. Okay, that was.
Cinematographer of Eamon, Jallikattu, Churuli, Nanpakal all are different. So we know the answer. He's making the calls.
Of course, he's a director. He's making.
Yeah, that applies in every project. That in that sense that it's the director's vision that every department is working
Yeah.
towards. I mean,
Correct.
even for the guy who was responsible for music, to edit and put it like that, he was just following LJP's vision. So it applies to
True.
every department.
Which Malayalam
I
movie have
Faiz
you
Khan, what?
watched?
Let's see. Faiz Khan is saying you missed my chat. Mera bhi sun lo.
कहाँ दिखाओ.
He says I love your reaction on Stanny.
Oh, okay, but this is not a music live. But thank you so much. Okay. Cinematography, okay, interesting. Was good, but I think the yellow tint could have been reduced. I checked my lab 2 times whether the night light is on or off. I think it has to do with the intensity of the afternoon sunlight. At least I thought it that way, that it was so bright because of that.
This is a one by Vishnu T.
This one, director
Yeah.
according to, okay. And he said he does only that work and other credits will be to the team. So it's LJP. So it's him. Okay.
Junaid Umar had a interesting point. He talks about the non-linear screenplay.
Hmm. Where is that comment?
Thoda
In
niche.
this movie,
Yeah. Did you guys notice the movie is non-linear? Starting two knocking scenes are in different time frame.
different time frame as in.
That's
Did I miss something? Oh, we missed another detail. I feel every time you watch this movie, some new
Someone
detail will
someone
pop
did
up.
say that when the first time he comes to knock, he knocks on a different door to say James, and second time he does it to a different door to
Really?
knock and say James. Yeah, I didn't check it yet.
Oh, I haven't checked. I'll have to confirm that. Okay. All right. Yellow tint is often used to capture the vibe of rural Tamil Nadu. Oh, okay. My thing was okay because it's like the afternoon slumber, so that's why just to show that because the sun is so bright at that point of time.
I loved when they were also showing the animals, dozing off.
Yeah,
Okay. Are you guys planning a subscriber meetup? यार हम इतने बड़े भी
ask
नहीं हैं.
Chechi.
Why ask me?
Only she
For
can do
what?
it.
No, I can't.
You have the
I'm
most
not.
number of
I'm.
subscribers.
I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. Please. I'm
We
not.
are not even planning our own meetup. We are all in different cities now.
Yes. First, the we three should meet up. Nona, to have to meet. At least I've met you,
Let's.
Keshav.
Yeah, even I met Keshav. That was very something we'll remember.
That is
But yeah,
documented.
we can yeah, that is we can meet at Mami. I'm planning to go, but it's in October, so it's long time.
Time है यार उसको. चलो. Okay, I think we are done here. Thank you once again, Nona, and thank you, Keshav, for joining in on my second ever live stream on this channel.
Our pleasure.
3 साल में this is my second live stream. I should be ashamed of myself. I swear.
Guys, spam in the chat. We need live. We need live more.
I mean, if you do, I don't know because I feel I'm a huge introvert, so it's very awkward for me to be very honest. Yes. So,
Who isn't?
so anyway, but yes, I do plan to do a lot more live streams and join a lot more live streams on their channel as well. So please
But
subscribe to Nona's channel and
there was
subscribe to Keshav's channel.
there was a question, which is the next Malayalam film you guys are watching? You didn't answer that.
I have
Pata nahi.
no idea. I need to check.
We'll check.
There's so many, man. Every day I have 5 films to watch. I'm like, what the hell? That's a good problem to have, but yeah.
But I think maybe next live, if at all we have to think of, it could be discussing Oscars. But I don't know how many of these people will be interested in that.
I will be doing a live watch along of the Oscar on the channel. We had did that for last 2 years, so this time of course we have to do. We had three. We can win 3 Oscars, so We'll be hyped
Yes.
up for that.
Yeah. I have watched all the movies except Guppy on this list.
I've seen all four.
Oh, I have to watch that film, which a lot of people, including Ashmita, asked me to watch. Saudi Vellaka, something like that.
Oh, please
Oh
watch
yeah,
it. It's such a good movie.
I
got to
missed.
watch it in Kerala. So yeah, that was fun.
You should watch it. Oh my god. It's very nice. Okay, guys, we're gonna sign off now. I'm gonna have my dinner after this.
Oh
Yes.
my
Me too.
god,
Yeah, me
I
too.
need to have my ice cream after this.
Yes, Nona, fine. So, thank you so much, guys, for joining this live. And yeah, many more to come, hopefully, in future. Thanks, Nona. Thanks, Keshav, again.
No
And please
problem.
subscribe to their channel. The channel links are on the description. So, okay, guys, thank you.
All the
Bye.
channels.
Good
Nona
night.
has 3 channels. I have 2 channels. All the
Yeah, right.
I
channels.
also have 3 channels. So, yes, please do. Okay. Bye, guys. Good night.
Bye.